All right, welcome back to another Monday night Dungeons and Dragons Seeking Revonar campaign with our players. We are back after a 1 week hiatus. Everybody had kind of a summer break there, and now we are ready to continue our Dungeons and Dragons quest. We're going to just jump right in. Our players are anxious to get back into it. We've had a couple of battles that have been going on, and we have definitely some battle tonight, so we'll see how that goes. Let's shoot you over to the map so that you can kind of see what's going on. There we go. They can see that. Perfect. And let's just do a quick recap here. We're many rounds in, probably 7 or 8 at this point of a combat. We had a couple of beastmen perish in this first room as they came down from this monastery that they are exploring. They ran themselves into, by going down this hallway, into a Tanaruk, which was a demonic orc of some sort, and were able to dispatch that, but have still been plagued by a pesky shadow demon that keeps phasing in and out of stealth, almost like the shadows within the room and such. And it's been bouncing around, taking chunks of flesh from each of the players as they try to pin it down and destroy it. And just as they pushed a little bit further into this room to see what was going on, they noticed 2 more beastmen also noticed them and began to rush towards them, which we see on the side here. So we're getting into the action. We're at the top of the round. We'll go ahead and let Rock, our barbarian, lead off. I think what Rock could see at this point is you hear probably the clacking of hooves that sound like they're charging across this tile stone floor. You have seen the shadow demon, but it's also disappeared and you don't see it currently. And that's probably where we start off in the heat of battle, still raging, I assume. What does Rock the Barbarian want to do?
First, he's going to make a request to swap our map.
The old map swap.
Oh, you guys want to see stuff. Why would we do that? Monastery level 1. How about that?
All right. He is still in his third, I think, round of rage, but he can't see anybody, correct? Any enemy?
I believe you can see what you can see at the moment. I don't think you can quite see anybody. Let me look.
The only thing we had left when we left was that shadow demon, and he was not in sight when we stopped last time.
Yeah, and I think that's what you two would see. I think Eingar's the only one that realizes that he sees something. He's the only one in line of sight of something.
All right, my rage is going to end on this turn, but he is going to... Where are we hearing the hooves coming from?
The northeast of you.
I'm probably looking right at him.
Yeah, Eingar's probably looking. You would be able to tell he's looking at something.
And I'm looking to my left.
All right. He'll take that cue, and he's going to make a full movement. Is that a table in front of me?
Those are big crates.
Do they hamper move?
No, you can probably climb over them fine. You wouldn't be able to... I mean, if you had to fight over them or tried to dash over them.
All right, that's 30 feet, and I still don't see anything.
Well, he's looking to his
I'm looking the other
left. You went to the right.
Did you not say northeast?
He did.
Maybe I did. Maybe I meant northwest.
I apologize. Can I back that up?
Yeah, go ahead. Maybe I meant northwest.
Okay. When he gets here, he will throw a jet.
Gotcha.
And he is raging, and he will throw it with reckless attack.
Okay. At the top one?
He can only see one.
Okay. Crit hit.
Woo!
Nice.
You know what? And that is. Let me re-roll the die. Because he only gets that when he's fighting melee.
Okay.
All right, 13.
All right, so we see a javelin fly out. Your dark vision picks up several beastman shapes that are in the kind of the motion of running, eyes intent on your dwarven friend, and we see the javelin fly through the air, kind of crease into one of the shoulders and arms, blood's flying out as it continues to move on. Anything else from Rock?
And I misspoke. I'm down to one more round of rage on this total.
Okay. All good?
All good.
Albrex, it is your turn.
All right. I am going to take a step back and see if I can find my passive perception with advantage right now is a 23. So do I see him anywhere?
You're going to try to look around this room?
Yeah, but I shouldn't have to use an action if it's my passive perception, right?
Passive would be basically taking a quick glance. If you're going to really look around, that would be more like searching, looking for it. I'd still give you the score, but it would be an action to kind of look in the corners, check behind the crates, that kind of stuff. Or if you just move, I'll tell you if it pops up in your vision as you're moving.
All right, I'm going to take a step right so that I look down towards these stairs. So that's 5. Take a quick look in this room. And then 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And I'm going to use a bonus action of moving the spirit totem. Oh, wait, that's my torch. I don't know what you have the spirit totem on. Oh, here it is. My bonus action is to move there. And so he didn't come into my field of vision at all?
He did not.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me read. I can move it up to 60 feet. I'm gonna move it to there, and then I am going to take the action that if a creature shows up to attack our friends, I'm going to Thorn Whip it.
Okay. Within 10 feet, right?
It's a 30-foot range.
Cool. And all right, let's move on then. What does this want to do?
And I'm going to move my little marks over to here. I'm 7 rounds in.
All right, that brings us to Tristan. You are up.
Alrighty then. So he threw a javelin off to the northwest, right?
Correct.
All right, and so those guys are off to that edge there, right?
Yeah, they're just out of whatever light source you're picking up. Now there was a door here that you guys passed, so this is a door here. These are
Yeah.
crates and barrels, crates, big large crates that seem to be closed at the moment. And then definitely a stairs going down into what looks like a crypt. And this red circle here is like a glowing red pulsing evil. And the closer you get to it, the more your evil sense just digs into your mind.
All right. I'm just gonna back to here and wait.
All right. Whoever's marks these are. Let's. Can we move them? Let's put them over here. Okay. So you want to do a hold action or with a trigger, or do you just you're done?
I'm gonna wait here and hold to something gets in range to swing, if
Okay,
that's an
so
option.
Swing your sword if something gets within melee range. Got it.
Yep. And I still have 5 rounds of that effect where the sword's a bright light and a magic weapon and uses my charisma, yada yada.
Perfect. All right. As long as you're keeping track, that sounds good. So Tristan, armor clanks up, gets into position. That brings us to Eingar. So Eingar, you're looking at some weapons that are failing you. One that you dropped because you tried to affect this circle. One of the things you realize, this circle radiates power way more than the other ones that were upstairs. Upstairs, you guys were able to kind of dig your weapons in to kind of break the circle. This is a magnitude of order different.
I think it was my axe that I had used against that. So I'm going to pick up the axe again and check it out. And let the other guys know, hey, I just tried to destroy this thing, and it put out an electrical sharp short on me. It's definitely more than what were upstairs. And I am going to ready myself to stay in the line here and keep my action for whenever any of them get within melee distance.
Okay. And you're going to make a melee attack if they get within 5 feet. Okay.
Correct.
Sounds
Correct.
good. I need to put them on the list. I'm going to have them... actually, they would have went at that spot. So let me add them where they're supposed to be. You guys got a whole turn, but you guys kind of short up, so that works out.
Was there any damage to my axe from hitting that thing?
No. Okay, so either Roll20 is acting slow or it's not adding objects. Let's try this.
I see him on the turn order at 0.
Oh yeah, see, I do not see him on mine. Let me close it and open it. See if that works. Yeah, no, they're not showing up. Interesting. How about now? Huh. Let me...
That one's on there also.
Yeah. Let me reload mine. Let's go to cameras a sec. Here we go. And let me reload my... I'll come right back in. We'll jump in. They're going at the 15 mark is where they're supposed to be going. Okay, so Roll20 just did that. Let's go back in. Let's see if we can get it to reload. I may have too many maps with too much lighting and too many tokens.
It was slow last week when we played with our
Yeah, this map, because I made all the barrel. I tried to make the map look better, so I added a bunch of the barrels and the tables and the stairs and all that kinds of stuff. But that starts to add quite a bit to it, I think.
For what it's worth, I like it.
Yeah. Huh. It is having trouble. I cannot see the turn order now. Let me close it and reopen, see if I can get that to work. And you guys still see it, right?
I still see it.
Man, mine is blank now. Objects and tokens. Yeah, the tokens are working. Just no turn order.
We'll let you know when they can attack.
Yeah, that'd be great. Let me try Chrome real quick and see if it works any better. I might have to write it down. All right, roll 20. May have been because I haven't shut my computer down in a few days and all I've been playing is Warframe. Nope, wrong game. Ooh, that one has the black pyramid on it though. All right. You guys are on expedition. Yeah, it should be this one. I have too many of them. Ah, now I can see it. Sweet. Oh, good God.
Hooray!
Okay. That means I need to fix this. Okay. Chat box. Properties. Done. All right, I think I've got it. Transition back. There we go. All right, so they go at 15. Let's get rid of that one, and 156. There we go. And we had just finished with Eingar. That's what we needed. All right, so we're back at the top of the round. We are ready to go. I got my map back up. Yep, that looks good.
The Shadow Demon's not on the turn order, nor are the Beastmans.
Beastmans are there now. The Shadow Demon is hidden on the turn order from you guys, because you do not currently see him. All right, so Rock, you are up. They, I forgot to move them last turn, so they're in the process of running again. So your turn.
They are charging. Well, you know, it doesn't matter. He's going to ready an attack for something coming into melee range.
Okay. Alberix, you are up.
So nothing showed up last turn, right?
You see what you can see.
All right. Could you put a light source on my torch, please? And I'm going to move that with my bonus action.
Yeah. Torch.
I think it's 20 bright and 20 dim.
Oh yeah, it should have it on there.
Ooh, there it did it.
Well, I changed it because now you can kind of see what it sees, but you wouldn't technically be able to see what it sees. But go ahead and move it.
Oh, I see, because of the angles and stuff.
Yeah, but go ahead and move it. And you're doing that with what?
Telekinesis.
Okay, and that's an action, bonus action, what?
It's a bonus action.
Okay.
And then as I move into this next room, there's nothing here.
You see a door to the south, and then you see the group of players readying themselves for battle to the north.
All right. I'm going to move up here and it won't let me move past this torch.
You can't move past it.
There we go. All right. So I'm going to move up next to this thing, and I am going to put so I can take a free action to interact and get out some holy water and put it on there. Can I do that? Well, as my action.
Yeah. Okay. Pour the whole thing on?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so it sprays on, and it doesn't seem to do anything. The thing just pulses with evil power.
Dang. All right.
Brings us to their turn. So, Beastmen. All right, here we go. They could move 40. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 at a charge, and they just charge right in. The top one's the wounded one who has like a javelin wound. The bottom one has not been hit yet as they race in and try to gore attack both our ranger dwarf and our paladin.
All right, I use my ability to give him disadvantage or break his advantage against the ranger.
Cool. So they're going reckless.
Can I make my attack on his way in?
Yep, you get a held action. Yep.
I do too.
Oh, yep. Held actions get to go.
Yep, that'd be. I don't know. Does mine count that way too, or was this too late?
Nope, you're still holding your action because we haven't got back to you yet. So yeah, each of you get to make one attack, one normal attack. Basically what you're doing is you're using your reaction to make an attack. So Tom, think about that. If you're going to use your reaction
Right.
to do something else,
Oh,
then
that's a
you
good
wouldn't.
point.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, let's not do that. I'm gonna use my reaction for the shield.
Okay. So they're charging in, and I'm going to say as they hit that 5-foot square, you guys are happening first before they get to do their thing. So these are just regular attacks against them. 17 Eingar would hit. So we'll start with that one.
That's pretty cool imagery as they like come in a cloud of dust and these weapons just shoot out, you know?
Do I still get to use Colossus Slayer? Even if it's a reaction? Or even if it's a held action?
I think so, because it doesn't require like a bonus action or anything like that. Does it? Or a reaction? Does Colossus Slayer use your reaction or bonus action?
I believe it's just on an attack once per turn.
Okay, and then last
There
turn
it
you
is.
didn't use it, right? So then I
I did
think you
not.
could use it on this turn.
Okay.
But then when you get to your turn, well, that's tricky, isn't it?
That's a
I don't
new
know.
turn.
Yeah.
That's the goofiness of this of that system, but I think that is.
All right, we'll just do 3 points. That's fine. All right, and then what did Rock swing? Yep, Rock hit with a 17. For 20?
Yep.
This guy. Got it. All right, cool. Now, everybody that wanted to use their thing did. Now the Beastmen are in range. Reckless, Gore attack. There we go. So we're charging. So let's switch this over to advantage. Yep, public. That all
Won't be
looks good.
advantage against Palinor's guy though.
Okay, so let's do him first. We'll do normal. Gore. 12 to hit.
That will miss.
Miss. Awesome. Cool. And then advantage for the second one against Tristan. Ooh, crit. You feel another hole in your armor as your AC goes down by a point. Remember to track that until your armor is repaired. You were hit by 27 points of piercing damage from the gore.
That puts me at 0.
You would have taken some more damage, but it won't matter because it's not enough to kill you, but you're at 0 anyways. Saving throw or be pushed 10 feet away and knocked prone, but if you go down, I'm just going to say, you don't even get to make that. We're just going to slump you up against this. So we see Tristan throws his shield to help stop the charging top beastman and helps Eingar from not getting hit. But as he does that, he leaves himself open and is basically almost not blindsided because he knew it was coming, but gets hit on his side and just smashed back up against the crate. And the crate even maybe moves a slight 6 inches as he slumps, and then you see his head go back down, blood gushing out from where the horns have stabbed into his armor as he goes limp. That is
just a
their
flesh
turn.
wound.
Yeah, it'll be fine. And that's it for them. They have that attack and they are done. So that brings us to this guy. He is going to... He's going to make a run for it here. Let me roll this stealth check real quick.
Is that Eingar's broken hammer at the top of the room?
Normal 2GM. Stealth.
No, that's my spine.
Alberix, what is your passive?
23.
All right, so you'll see it. It's coming. Token layer. There we go. All right, so it's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25-ish. It will not get sneak attack on you, so it doesn't get advantage as it tried to use the shadows above. You saw it kind of moving through the shadows and warping through the different structures here. And as its claws come out to try to rake at you, it'll just be a normal attack. So it will not be... Yeah, so normal claws. Here we go. Does a 22 hit?
As he goes to hit me, Alberic kind of shudders for a second as he sees him come in, and a yellowish shield appears around him as he uses his psychic ability to shield himself for an
All right.
AC of 23.
Okay, and that's a reaction, right?
It was.
Okay, so he misses, and so that was 25. Let's go here.
So I get an attack then?
You use your reaction.
Oh, you're right!
So he moves there, and you see him try to meld back in to... Oh, well, let's see if you see that or not. Actually, let me make that roll. What was your passive one more time? Sorry.
23 while I'm inside of the
All right.
spirit totem.
So yeah, you see it try to meld itself back into the upper ceiling corner of the shadows, and you can just barely still see it.
I'm gonna not look at him. I'm gonna, even though I see him, I'm gonna make it look like I don't.
Okay. That is that. Tristan is need a death save, please.
Yeah, I'd say I should do that 14, right?
Okay, 10 is a success. 10 or higher, so you got one. We hear a wheezing cough from Tristan, but we still see the blood pouring out of him. That'll bring us to Eingar. You are up.
Eingar was bracing himself for the charge of the beast man in front of him, and he was so happy that Tristan was able to throw a shield over in front, and then saddened and surprised because Tristan took a charge instead of him. Eingar is going to use his last spell slot and reach back and put a hand on Tristan's foot and throw down a Cure Wounds.
All right. So 9 healing magic courses through Tristan. We see the blood stop pooling out. We see a very slow knitting of the wounds, but it doesn't go all the way. It's definitely going to be something that takes time. May have some scars left over. But you are prone and laying on the ground as your eyes open. Anything else for Eingar? That was your action?
That was my action.
Okay.
And I will face forward again and be ready for the next Beastman attack.
Sweet. That brings us to Rock. Rock is up another round, so another round is ticked by for those of you keeping track.
Okay, Rock will enter. Well, he'll continue his raging as a bonus action and reset. And that guy attacked us recklessly last time, so he will attack normally, but still get advantage on.
Yeah. The great axe smashes into the crates next to you, missing the Beastman.
That's all I got.
All right, so we hear a crash, and probably breaks that crate apart. Well, roll me damage. Let's see how much damage you do to it. Yeah. So you disintegrate that crate, and what pours out looks like it is bolts of some type of cloth or something, some type of trade good that just tumbles out, dusty, old, starting to rot crate. And when you look at that crate that you've smashed, it might be from definitely maybe one of the caravans that were attacked, or a couple of the villagers, or any of the supplies that might have been at some of the different farms and stuff as it crashes open. All right. Albrix, you were up.
All right. Alberix is going to mutter some magical incantations, and as he does, when he exhales, a cloud of iridescent fireflies is going to come out and settle on Tristan's form. I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Healing Spirit.
All right, cool. Let's see.
So he gets 1d6. He gets 2 hit points plus 5. Everybody else gets 5. And if you could settle that on him, that'd be great.
Maybe. Oh, that's premium. There we go. Let's do to the back. There we go. That's what we wanted. And like that. All right. Is that concentration?
That is concentration.
All right. Does that drop anything else? No, I don't think so. You have a torch, not light, right? Okay.
Right.
All right.
So I'm going to take the dodge action.
All right. Cool. So we're on to the Beastman. So Beastman 1 and 2. Oh, where'd Rock go? Why is he not on my map anymore? Did you disappear?
Yeah, everything dropped out.
What happened? Just having all kinds of trouble tonight. What is going on? Let's find Rock again. There he is. Of course, I gotta set them all up. There we go. We'll do that for now. I'll change his... Oh, let's do vision for now. I think that's all we need. All right. So, let's see. So, Beastman number 1. Let's go ahead and go advantage, reckless. This is a great axe against our dwarf. And to the public, yeah. So a 22 to hit, I assume hits the dwarf for 15 slashing damage. And then the other one hits Rock, or tries to hit Rock, reckless. Oh, look at that. Yes. He also hits the crate. His axe gets broken in some way. And then Mr. Shadow Demon still is going to try to attack. So he will come in, but he'll get disadvantage due to the dodging and keeping an eye on him. So he won't get advantage. There we go. Normal, public, claws. Does a 23 hit?
Oh, it sure does.
Oh, let me roll one more time. It's disadvantage, not advantage. Or normal. It's disadvantage. Nope, rolled a 24 on the second one.
Goodness sakes.
Yeah, he rolled a 19 plus 5 and a 18 plus 5. So you take 8 whole psychic damage. Terrible roll. All right.
Alberic screams with the rending terror that goes through his mind.
Then he's going to bonus action move 5, which comes out of your range.
Wouldn't he get his reaction anyway, though?
If he's going to use it.
I am going to use it. I also failed my concentration check for my healing spirit.
Okay. So healing spirits dissipates. What are you going to do with your reaction?
I'm going to stab him in the face with my psychic spear.
Sounds good.
Does a 19 hit?
It does.
9 points of magic damage.
Yeah, that... Yep, that's enough to watch it dissipate. So as the psychic spear rips through it, let's do this and this. There we go. And as it was trying to fade back into the shadows again, as it was trying to maneuver around, it courses into it, and you almost feel like your point for the first time with some resistance, whereas all the other times it felt very incorporeal. So even though your weapon was hitting it, it would just pass through it like it was smoke or a shadow. This time it almost felt like you popped almost like a little slight water balloonish kind of thing, and it just dissipates into smoke, and then just dissipates and no longer can be seen. That is their turn. That brings us to Tristan. You're prone. Half your movement to get up. Other than that, what would you like to do?
Gonna get up and mess up, hopefully, that one guy over there. So, for the next 3 rounds, anyway, my ability to make that sword glow, which is
That
just
went away
his...
when you died.
Does it? Because that's just... okay.
Is it the con check or a concentration spell?
It's not a spell, exactly. It's the ability you get...
It's the
I forget what it's
divinity.
called.
Channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it, as long as it doesn't say concentration, if it just has a duration, then that would continue.
Okay. Because, yeah, all it says is sacred weapon takes a... Oh, here. Let me just...
It says if you fall unconscious, the effect ends.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm fine with however that needs to be. That's fine. I was just trying to figure out what it was from the reading of it. But I'll just attack him. That's fine.
Okay. You get advantage
Wow.
when you attack. So,
That one's bad.
So remember that you have -1 on your weapon at the moment. Just like this guy who you just tried to fight, he also has -1 on his weapon because he did the exact same thing you just did.
All 3 of us hit that crate.
Yeah, the crate is just taking a beating. Second would
I
hit.
have a quick question.
Sure.
If he had advantage on... Oh, that was the first attack was a double 1? My God. Never mind.
Right.
I see it now.
Yeah, I forgot to click the advantage button on the first
Right,
one. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
12 does hit.
Yeah, 12 damage.
All right, so we see a long sword
Oops,
slash
sorry. I didn't mean
across
to
his chest.
click that
Yep,
again.
no problem. And so that was two attacks. Anything else for our paladin?
Nope. That'll work.
All right, Eingar, you're bloodied. Beastman breathing down your neck. What do you do?
I am going to. I believe this is the Beastman that crumpled Tristan. I am going to take this chance to swing at him real quick.
Okay, you get advantage on the attack.
I got an advantage.
You did, so the 20 hits. What are you at for this weapon at the moment? Or it's the hammer that has the line, so it's not the axe. Yeah,
This
nice.
is the axe.
So 9 slashing damage to the one that is fighting Tristan, right? Yeah.
Or this one right here. Plus Colossus Slayer
Yep.
for another 7. And I'll use my bonus action with the Warhammer.
All right. Look at these ones, people. But the 16 makes it hit, so you feel your hammer sink in.
For 9.
So 9 minus... Are you only -1 on that hammer, or what?
-1 is already built in.
Already built in. Perfect. -9. Perfect.
And that's it for me.
All right. That brings us...
I yell out, that's for Tristan.
Yeah. Brings us back to the top of the round. Elbrix, you are up.
All right, Albirix, convinced that the demon is gone, is going to reach over. I'm gonna whisper a word and cast Healing Word with my bonus action.
Okay.
Actually, I take that back. I'll do no such thing. I'm going to. He unfurls his arm and is going to lash out with that cerebral whip and try to catch this beast man in the face.
Okay. So you're going to try to use the whip around or over the top of our dwarf, which makes sense. 23 would hit.
8 points of damage to this guy right here.
All right. Ooh, he's taking a beating. Ooh, it's just enough. So what we see is we see the whip go flying over, and we hear the whip crack noise over the top of our dwarf as it wraps itself around the thing's neck. And as you pull, it crushes the windpipe, and then it lets go, and you see it drops its axe, it grabs for its throat, and then it just kind of teeters and just falls backwards as it goes down. Nicely done. I'm guessing this is all. I can get rid of this.
So after that, Albirix is going to scrabble up on top of this crate right here and kind of peer around the room to see if anything is coming next.
Okay.
Oh, I'd like to use my bonus action to move the torch.
Sure. Go ahead.
That demon has me a little nervous.
All right. Final beast man. He is going to attempt His buddy just went down. He's going to let out a loud mooing, yelling, howling noise. And I'm going to give something a perception check. Perception. Yeah, okay. And he's then going to swing at our dwarf recklessly. Tristan want to do anything?
I'm sorry, what?
So he's the Beastman's going to swing his axe at.
Oh, yep. I'll
Hi,
use a
Gar.
reaction on that.
So that makes it a normal instead of a advantage. Here we go. Great axe. 14. Does that hit the dwarf?
That does not hit the dwarf.
All right,
He brings
misses.
up both of his weapons and crosses them and blocks the axe.
Nice. All right, so that is his turn. We can take the Shadow Demon off the turn order. Tristan, you were up.
Sweet. Yeah, good time for both things to hit.
Yeah, 22, 21. Let's see what kind of damage that is. So 8 and 5. We see 2 more long sword slashes open up on this this creature. It has like bits of harness and stuff on it, but mostly it's just a tough hide, but your sword is biting through it. All right, anything else for Tristan?
Nope.
Eingar, your turn. Oh, you're up, Pelennor.
Recognizing the whip as coming from Albjork's, he's going to keep swinging low at the knees in case that whip comes over him again. So here comes a battle axe at the knees.
Okay. Yep, that's a hit.
And Colossus Slayer. And then the bonus action with the hammer.
Okay. 14? Yes, 14 hits. 8.
And that's it for me.
So he's just getting pounded from 3 attacks. Albrix, you were up. Top of the round. Got to be on
Wouldn't
like
it be
round
Rock?
12 or 13 by now.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm out of the turn order for some reason.
Yeah, because I thought Rock was 20.
Oh, sorry. Let's see. Go ahead and hit your initiative again, Rock, and then I'll just switch it. What was your number?
20.
All right. Yeah, go ahead and select your token and then hit initiative. And we'll say 20.
He will move up to where that dead beastman is and take a mighty wallop at that.
Okay. Yes, 18 hits. Ooh, yes, definitely enough. All right, so we just see the killing blow of the great axe just cleave into this guy as he goes down, and his roar that he had been letting out just kind of fizzles off into a harmless whimper, and then it grows quiet.
I kick that guy off of my axe down the stairs, though.
All right, give me a strength athletics check.
You know, it's funny, but I had this vision of him doing that. And
This
it's
is
like
Sparta.
right by the stairwell.
He's like, this is Revonar.
So a 16. You don't have advantage on it.
I'm still raging, so it's still advantage.
Oh, okay, so a 20. Yeah. So yeah, the body tumbles down the stairs. All right, cool. All right, and then everything goes quiet.
Do we want to stay in this level, or do we want to go back up one?
We have to look around to see what we need to do. This thing pulses. And he points a finger. He's still crouched up on that thing. And he points a long finger at that. There are rooms we need to investigate.
Well, that's clearly beyond rock. So I'll start going through the boxes real quick.
Okay, so where are you starting and where are you going?
Well, these right here are the closest ones.
All right, so we see Rock start to kind of muscle his way into the crate and the couple of barrels. What's the other group doing? Rest of the group.
Eingar's
I'm
gonna
gonna-
go off here.
Go ahead.
Eingar's gonna go off here to the left, because here just
Okay, so Eingar, yeah, you move into a room. It's definitely, you can see that it looks like you recognize some of these bushels would be things that the farmers would have been using, and they would have been taking those kinds of things to Port Bastion. So you recognize that this is probably stolen goods from the farm area as you were kind of searching this area. Same thing with Rock. These barrels here that you're seeing appear to be, they're stamped with one of the trading houses emblems on them. And inside of them is filled with what seems to be like seeds of some sort. What's the other two doing while they're searching, while Eingar and Rock are searching those things?
May I look over at what sort of seeds are there to identify them, I guess, just as I'm moving about?
Yeah, you can move over and then you can make a nature check. And then what about Tristan?
How does this door close with the emblem on it? Does it slide over the hole, or has it got to be lifted?
It looks like it would go up and down. So it looks like it just kind of rotates over the top.
Okay.
on
So instead of a slide, it would pivot.
Do we want to close that door and put the big heavy crates on top of it?
When the dwarf tried to move it, he was attacked by some unseen force.
Well, but then he tried to destroy it. He didn't just try to move it. He was trying to destroy the symbol, right?
correct.
I'm going to see if I can pick up the door and close it.
If you ask Rock to do help, he will help.
Okay.
But
I'll
it's
ask
all
for
magic, so
assistance then.
it's a bit beyond him.
Sure. So let's just try to make that not be in our vision anymore. Offensive symbol and all that.
Okay. So, Alberix, yeah, as you're looking at the seeds, it's clear that this is some of the crop seeds that the farmers in Port Bastion have been growing. It's one of the few, probably like a version of barley or hay that they've been growing and have been bringing back to Port Bastion. But this would have been the seeds they would have been using for their upcoming season for planting. And you recognize the trade symbols on there as if these must have came over on the ships, but it must have been raided and then brought back here at some point. All right. So what is your strength bonus for Tristan, who's making the check? Go ahead and tell me.
Do you want it to be strength or athletics or how?
It's going to be your athletic strength bonus. So whatever that would be.
So my bonus on that's 8.
8. All right.
So
I'm going to
just
roll
roll it.
for you.
Okay.
Because I'm going to roll so you can't see. With my roller here.
And with Rock helping, it gets a +2 or something, right?
It's going to be advantage on the roll.
Oh, okay.
But where is... There we go. I want... All right. So we see both Rock and Tristan kind of put their hands up underneath the stone door, and they're heaving, and you can see just the veins rippling on Rock's biceps and muscles. You can see Tristan really leaning into it, and neither one of you can budge it.
Okay.
Are we lifting with our legs? 'Cause
Yes.
That's really important.
Don't lift with your.
Do we maybe want to chuck these big crates down the staircase then?
I think we
Just to
should
get
just
something in the-
keep an eye on it.
It just feels like a open avenue of attack. It just bothers me. That's all.
Speaking of avenues of attack, let's check. There's a door just to the south of you, and there's an opening off to the east that we could be checking out.
Okay.
Lucian,
Yes.
I would like to fish around inside one of my pouches and pull out the sending stone.
Okay.
And Albirix is going to take the sending stone out and hold it up underneath his mouth, and we are in the mall.
Lagging out.
Yeah, I'm barely hearing you. Is something going on with your connection?
Any better?
It's almost like your internet's slow.
Uh-oh.
Oh, now try. And now you're back.
My wife better not be watching one of her programs. So Albirix is going to pull out the sending stone and whisper along the surface of it. We are in the maw. And then I will describe where it's at in relation to Bastion. There are many supplies here that we will need for the rebuilding of our city. They've been stolen by the beastmen that are here. Send people to retrieve them. Perhaps a wagon. There is lots of things. And I'll see if there's a reply.
Okay, so we'll wait. What's the rest of the group doing while you hear Elbrix mumbling into a rock?
We have nobody with an arcane background at all. In
Nope.
this,
I mean, I'm from another plane. What do you want?
we need to break that seal.
I've got more holy water.
Oh, dude, you got to pee on it. But we got to clear out all the goodies from here before we can do that.
I'm
Why?
gonna check this door right down here, guys.
You have to cross the streams, and then it'll go away. Or you'll get shocked with evil energy. I don't know.
How much damage did Eingar take?
His armor got bloodied up. It took a little
Yeah,
bit.
he got hurt a little bit. Not a huge amount, but
Does he respond?
Not yet. So, and just to clarify, you guys have searched this stuff and you've searched this stuff over here so far. And when you look down, I guess Rock would be able to see this, and maybe Tristan would have been able to see it when he looked at the door. It appears that those stairs go probably 60 or 70 feet down into the darkness.
Wow.
Just a straight shot. You don't really see anything past that.
Well, I'll help Tristan move a crate or two on top of it for the time being. I got cover the whole thing up.
and I'm not going to open this door until somebody else comes over to help cover whatever might come out.
Albirix is there.
Okay, and you're going to move a crate. Which crate are you moving here? So maps. You want to move the top crate here? You and Tristan are shifting it?
Yeah.
All right, so you shift that over. Let's do this first. To the front. And as you jostle it, you kind of notice that the top of the crate shifts slightly, and it doesn't feel very heavy.
Well, once we get it there, we can start throwing other crap into it. Look and see what's in there. And grab the barrels. We'll do an Abbott and Costello. We'll just load up the whole thing.
All right, so you're going to look at it, or you're going to load the next crate?
We'll lift it up. I mean, we got to open the top up anyway to throw stuff into
All
it.
right, and so you and Tristan are over there then. Objects. Okay, let's get this out of here.
My totem's down, by the way.
Okay. So as you kind of lift this lid up, what it appears to be in here is a bunch of different sets of armor and clothing. Pieces of like leather armor. There's clothing and robes and undergarments. There's padded undergarments inside here. A lot of it looks like it has rents in it. There's blood on different parts of it. Just a quick look at it, it looks like, you know, it probably was a bunch of stuff torn off of people and thrown into here. It's not like organized. It's not folded neatly or anything. It looks like it's a big crate full of clothes and leather armors and those kinds of things.
All right. So no good armor, like chain or scale.
You don't see any metal or plate or anything in there. No.
All right. And was there any of that upstairs in that room with the skeletons?
No, the armor that the skeletons wore all just kind of crumbles to dust. It was more spell-like stuff that was creating those armored skeletons, and the beastmen themselves do not. The player stuff you saw up there that was clothes from the farmers, and a few of the kind of weapons and stuff that were pretty rudimentary and basic weapons, like, you know, they were not anything that stood out to you at that time.
Well, we can just grab the whole second crate and toss it up on top of that after we check it.
Oh, okay. So this one, you open it up. So you pry it open. This one seems to be filled with... let me go to my notes. What does this one have? Yeah, this one has inside it what looks to be like sword, several swords, some daggers are in here. There's a couple of maces, morning stars. This looks more like you would think, as you're looking at some of this gear, this reminds you more of kind of the stuff that you could have bought inside Bastion, and would be stuff that you would see hanging off the belts of the people that were in the lovely coin. So there's, you know, there's a staff at the bottom. There's a book in here. There's, as you're kind of moving through it, there's a potion.
We know there's been adventurers here, right? So
yeah, many adventurers have bragged about going to here, but many have not returned.
All right. Well, let's actually look at this a bit. Is there a long sword in there?
There are. Yeah, there's a few. Now, as you guys are kind of moving that stuff around, there's a whole grouping of stuff. Let's turn back over to Eingar and Albrix. You're up. So you two are at that crate. Tristan and... yeah, there you go. All right, Eingar, what are you doing? You can hear them moving the crates. They're starting to get the things set over the top of the stairway. And you and Albrix are down near this door.
Are you ready, Albrix?
Give me a second.
Okay.
Now I'm ready.
All right. I'm going to open the door and step here. Nope, I'm going to stay right in front of the door. I'll open the door and stay there to shield anything from my Ilbjörg.
Okay. So the door swings open. I'm going to put it over here like this. Let's do this. About like that. And now let me remove the vision so you can see. And go ahead and give me a perception check as you open the door. And I assume you just open the door and then you have both weapons ready?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, yeah. You hear as the door opens from the southwest, I'm doing it right this time, the sound of hooves charging. Everybody select your tokens and hit your initiative. I cleared it, right? Let's make sure I did. Yep, there we go. Oh, GM. All right. Objects. Am I good? Descending. All right. So, Alberix, this would be a perception check. Or what's your passive without all the extra stuff?
So it's 18.
Yeah, you would hear hooves on. You hear charging hooves coming from the room. He opens the door, and as he's opening the door, you can hear them. They're getting louder.
How many?
You're not sure.
All right. I am going to. He drags his long fingernails along the bottom of the stone, pulling up a little of the mortar in between the stones. As he chants, he flicks the stone in there and puts his staff down, and I'm going to cast Conjure Animals.
Cool. So you get to make a choice.
Do centipedes.
1, 2, 4, or 8.
I'm gonna go with how prepared are you, Dan?
Yeah, I'm just now going back to look at your message because it's been a while. I'm good. Go ahead.
All right.
Just tell me
You know what?
how many is what you're going to tell me.
Right. I'm gonna go 8. I'm going for the big one.
So you're going for 8 half. All right.
8 quarter.
Oh, 8 quarters.
Or
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, 8 half. 8 half is right.
Is it? 1 at 2, 2 at 1, 4 at half, 8 at. No, I think it is 8 at a quarter. Although you didn't give me any quarters. You gave me halves, 1s, and 2s in your list. So
Quarters would have been wolves, owls, and elks. All that.
And giant centipedes.
Hey, if you've got halves ready, do that.
Okay.
Holy crap! A quarter challenge rating does 3 die 16 poison or 3 die 6 poison.
That's why I was suggesting to use it.
That's
They're
nuts.
freaking murder machines.
Well, he gets to choose. I get to choose the creatures. He gets to choose what types or what.
Right.
All
Whatever
right.
makes
CRs.
sense for
Yeah.
the area.
Well, we're in a dungeon, right?
Yeah, that's why it's always a little tricky. But what I'm going to give you is because he's planar and you picked have, I'm going to give you. You know what? I'm going to go with. I think
Here
this
come
would
the
be-
spiders. He's always got spiders sitting around.
Damn it. Hate
Freaking love
spiders.
Ah, me too.
I hate you, Dan. You're spider
I mean, I
fetish.
love spiders on my side.
Oh no, it's a why? Yeah, why would that do that?
Wolves are always good. You got a wolf barbarian type here.
Well, I'm going to bring them out. How about we do this? Let's go ahead and take our 10-minute break now, and I can get the tokens ready because it'll be 4 of them I'm going to set up, and I want to get a good looking one. So let's go ahead and do our break here for just a moment, transition to our cameras, and we'll be right back. So we had some good exploring. They were starting to fortify their position. We opened another door, and we hear the hooves of something else approaching. I'm sure everybody can guess what they are. And Alberix, for the first time, calls from the plains some help, and we're going to see them materialize as kind of like, kind of almost like ghostly-like or celestial-like kind of creatures appear to help in this next fight. So when we get back, you'll get to see what he has, and then we'll go ahead and continue on with the fight. So be back in 10 minutes, and we'll be ready to go. Don't go anywhere. We have plenty to go.
Cool.
All right.
Oh, look at Logan
right, we're
drinking
back.
that Tang.
All right, so as we come back into this epic scene, we see Albrix begin to cast this spell. And I think throughout the little dungeon area here, for some reason, we hear like this noise of a jungle, and we see almost like this spectral scene that kind of flashes over this area as if there's like a ghost like jungle that we're sitting in the middle of that could just barely be seen, and it whisks away. If any of you saw the that Final Fantasy anime show that they had done, where everything, all of the creatures were spectral, and the world was shown in history through like these spectral images, even they would overlay over the regular world. That's kind of what we see. And then dropping all the way from like above and then doing almost like the superhero landing with fists into the ground onto their knees, we see these spectral white apes slam into the ground next to Albrix.
Can I put them out here?
And well, we'll have them land next to you, and then you can move them. And yeah. So, yeah, you can probably bring them to a place that you can see, right?
I'm gonna move in past.
So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna give you access because I don't want to move them around. So give me a second. The key is you're not gonna be able to see through their eyes. So if you move them out of range, you're not going to be able to keep that in mind. Right. I'm giving you control of them. And they don't have dark vision or anything like that. So as they push their way forward.
I'm sorry, Dan, what was that?
Yeah, so they go ahead and move their way forward. So that's the action of the spell. So it talks about they're on your initiative, right? We discussed that. And do you have to use like an action or no action required by you to do a verbal command, right?
And with that,
it says roll initiative. Roll initiative for the group. So select one of them. Oh, let me give you the character sheet so you can see the character sheet. Give me 1 second. Edit. In player journal, Albrix. There. Now I think you have the character sheet now too.
Oh yeah, I see.
Okay, so select just one of them, and then click the name on the character sheet where it says ape, and it should put it in the turn order for us. Perfect. They will go on 12. Okay, so they summon where they're at. Their turn will happen on 12. You can, in your turn, you can give a verbal command if you wish.
Defend.
All right. And you just see them huffing, and they're smashing their fists into the ground, and they're beating their chests. They're ready to go. Anything else for Albrix? So you cast the spell, you shout.
Yeah, I'm going to move with my bonus action. I'm going to move this torch in. And I'm going to move over on top of this crate behind Anger.
That crate is kind of all smashed up, and the contents are spilling out, so consider that rough terrain.
Okay, perfect. So that's what I'm going to do.
All right, awesome. Next up is one of our beastmen. Ooh. 10, 15, 20. Comes charging into one of the apes. Ducks its head. And is going to make a gore attack against one of these spectral apes that have just appeared out of nowhere. Where's my character sheet? Did I not get it open? There we go. All right. So let's do a gore attack. Public, normal, yeah. So does 17 should hit.
It does.
14 piercing damage to that ape. Now on each of the tokens, I can do it actually for you.
No,
Minus
I've got it right now.
There you go. I did it. Because you won't know which one I hit, I don't think. I got him. All right, so it takes this gourd hose and it's trying to latch onto it. That's his turn. Rock, as you see Albrix move and cast the spell and these creatures move into this room, it's clear that there's some type of battle happening to the south. As you and Tristan are kind of combing through the items in this box. We get a head shake from Rock.
Knowing trouble is coming, Rock is going to reach into his pack, pull out his last 2 potions of healing, and hand one to Tristan. And then down the other himself.
Okay, so go ahead. Yep, you can use your potion. Tristan, you have a potion in hand when your turn comes around.
What's the dice on those?
2d4 plus 2, I believe.
Cool.
Sweet roll.
Thanks.
All right, anything else for Rock? So you grab some potions, drink yours. That'd be your
That's
action.
it.
All right.
He'll move around a little.
Yep, go ahead. All right, Albrix's apes get to go. So, Albrix, they maneuver, because you probably can't quite see. 3 of them have the ability to get to this guy at the moment. So you get 3 of them that get to take their turn. One of them's kind of waiting on the outside, can't quite get through.
All right, the 3 that are there are going to start just bah, 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 and just pounding at him and using their fists.
Yeah.
I'm going to roll 6 fist attack.
These are normal. This one did not go reckless, just so you know. Yeah. 2, 3, 4 hits. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them hit. Oh, look at all that damage.
And then the one in the back is going to scoop up a piece of rock off the ground and chuck it at him. If there's such a daggone thing to be thrown.
Yeah, he's not seeing anything around. It could grab your torch and throw it.
No.
Okay.
It might work on some dung throwing here in a minute.
So what we see, and Eingar is probably the only one that can see this, is we see these 3 of these apes swarm around it. The other one's trying to move through it. It's kind of a little bit of a small hallway that this creature is standing in. And you're just seeing these massive fists just pounding away at this thing, knocking it back and forth. It looks like it just took a huge beating. All right, so your commands are to defend. That's what they get to do. Tristan's up.
Okay. I will take the potion and then move up a bit.
Yeah, go ahead. So you can roll 2d4 plus 2.
So it'd be 8 total, it looks like.
Yep, 8 more hit points back. We see some of the wounds start to close into scars. One of the things you guys notice with the healing potions, though, is that it never makes your skin go back to normal. It always leaves a scar or a mark where whatever wound that had sealed up was. So you have, even though you're using these potions to heal these wounds, you're seeing the marks of battle are left upon your body. All right. So yeah, you could see some apes, spectral apes in there. You probably don't see too much else at the moment. Anything else for Tristan?
Nope.
All right, Eingar, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna step in the room to here, and using dual wielder, I can stow both of my weapons, and I'm gonna work on getting my crossbow out since the apes have the opening blocked up.
All right. Yep. So, well, the stowing is the free action, right? Or no, I think it says you can do 2, whereas normally you could do 1.
There it is,
Is that what it says?
up on the side. I can draw or stow 2 one-handed weapons when you would normally be able to draw or stow only 1.
Yeah. Okay. So you stow them both, and you move, and then anything with your action or bonus action.
I want to pull out the crossbow.
Okay, so you pull the crossbow out with an action then.
Yep.
Okay, anything else?
Nope, getting ready to fire it on my next turn.
All right. We're at the bottom of the round. The last beast man gets to go. He's gonna. I mean, there's so little room there. He can't really do much. I'm gonna give him an attack on one of the apes, but the ape's gonna get a +2 armor class because he doesn't really have a good shot here. So, we're gonna give the ape that he's swinging at gets a +2 to armor class. He's gonna do normal, great axe. Oh, but a 25 is still good. And this is the one that was already wounded, so this one goes down. And one of the spectral apes just turns into kind of like smoky, wispy dust and then dissipates. And actually, that guy can muscle through. He'll move through his buddy and take that position. All right, you have 3 white apes left, Alberix, and we're at the top of the round. So Alberix's turn.
All right. Alberix is going to move to get a better position to see. And seeing this Beastman right here, his cerebral whip unfurls, and he's going to try to crack him right in the snap.
Yep, 19 would hit for 8.
And that actually pulls him up to Tristan. Would it pull him through here?
It is a space he could go. I would say it'd be able to go here, but you're not gonna be able to. It's not gonna do like an L shape move, and he doesn't get a DC or anything on that.
No.
Have we talked about that before? Because that seems really weird.
He can stay there. I'm good with that. Have him stay there. Like the apes are just kind of clamoring on him and whatnot.
Yeah, I think you could move him here, or you could stay.
Just have him stay. It's fine with the way the door is and stuff. It's feasible that it's not a straight line.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else? So your whip lashes out.
And then he calls out in Gith, which is a sharp language that says Krishank, which means attack.
Okay. Brings us to this one who got a beating last time. He is going to go reckless because he does not want any more of this, and he's going to try to great axe the northernmost ape, and misses. Yes. So he's already been beat to death by a bunch of fists, and they're still swiping at him and screaming at him, and he misses as he tries to retaliate. Rock, you're up.
I'm going to throw a javelin at that beastman's back.
From where you're at?
That guy?
You're going to throw a javelin at that guy?
Yeah.
All right, throw a javelin.
That's my ape. Don't hit my ape.
That's not an ape. That's a beast man.
That's an empty spot, isn't it?
That's my ape, man. Don't be
This
hitting
is
my
an ape.
ape.
I've got a beast man. I've got a beast man right on top of the ape. To the
No, just get up in there and smack that beast man in the face.
Is my map not updating correctly?
Yeah, it must not be because the Beastman's right here.
Hold on, let me refresh that. Oh, that's a whole nother fight.
Gotta stay off that ape, bro.
I'll step to there, which opens up a line of sight, and I'll throw again. At that beast man.
That makes more sense.
Did that beast man attack recklessly last round?
He did not. And I think you need more than that. So a javelin smashes into the wall behind him, shattering the point of it. Anything else for Rock?
That is it.
All right. That brings us to the apes who have been ordered to attack. So I think intelligence-wise, do 2 attacks for me first, Albrix. 1 ape attacks the one to the south of them. We're going to split them up here a second. So do 2 of them. 2 fist attacks. 1 hits for 9. Okay. And the other one is going to continue to hit that same one. It's just focused on it. So give me 2 more. But 8s would miss. This last ape, 2 for this last ape. This is the one that didn't get to attack last turn, but is attacking the new one that has stepped up into the square with 2 hits for 16 total bludgeoning damage. Nicely done.
That ape like nearly rips the horns off that guy.
Yeah, that's some good damage already on that spell. All right. That brings us to Tristan. You see these spectral apes just pounding on beastmen in the room.
Yep. So I'm going to charge in and attack the closest beastman.
Yeah, swing away. This one did not fight recklessly, but the 23 does hit for 5.
And then, that probably misses.
And the 10 misses as it tries to bats your sword away with its axe. It's trying to dodge all these other incoming attacks, and your sword slips by. Anything else for Tristan?
Nope. I'm just going to wait to block one of their things.
All right, Eingar, crossbow out, but now there's a lot of stuff in your way in this big fight and stuff that's going on. Still want to take a shot?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I'm going to give the Beastman a little bit of cover, so they're just going to get a little bit of bonus to their AC, but go ahead and fire your crossbow bolt.
Bruce, I sent you a message.
7 would miss.
All right. I am going to back up here and climb up on this crate.
It's a pretty big crate, so it'll use up 10 feet of your movement.
Okay.
Okay.
And I will get ready to for the next round to come up.
Okay. Beastman down at the bottom is going to try to, let's see, so Tristan hit him a little bit with a slight slash across the chest, but it was the spectral ape that really hammered into him. So he's going to swing at the spectral ape. He now goes reckless.
And I'm going to try to intercept that.
Perfect. And that'll make him normal. And a great axe. Hits for 21 points of damage.
Oh, that ape got smoked.
Yeah, down. As it just dissipates into a wispy, smoky, and almost dust-like fade away as the axe smashes into the ground, killing it. That's its turn. Back to the top of the round. Round number 3. Albrix is up.
All right. Albrecht, seeing this beastman right here, is going to try to get him with the cerebral whip once more.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Just goes way high, trying to get over the top of the melee in front of him, and misses badly.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, he is going to move in. To here.
Okay. That brings us to this beast man. He's reckless. Going to go try to go after the guy above him. Advantage. Reckless. Great axe. Hits with a 24 for 16. Ooh, it does not kill that guy though. That ape takes it and stands and still tries to punch back on its turn. Rock, you're up.
All right, he's gonna charge in there, dive past Tristan, come up on top of that corpse of that ape,
Okay.
or puff of smoke of that great ape.
Does he leapfrog Tristan?
No, I think he's gonna tuck and roll. He's more of a stealthy type.
Slide between the legs. All
And
right.
then attack.
Yeah, go ahead. Roll again.
Oh, did he attack recklessly?
Yeah. So you got 19 will hit, but just in case you get a 20. Oh, you did get the 20. Crit hit. Roll the damage on the 22. So 21.
Garbage damage. Yeah.
He's mortally wounded. Another shot like that will definitely put him down as blood just sprays out from this great big battle axe hit. Taking off one of the horns, sliding down an ear, shaving off some of the jawline. Anything else for Rock?
Nope.
Don't you get another attack because you're great weapon mastery?
I didn't kill him. Don't I have to kill him?
If you roll a critical hit or a death.
I'm so glad you know that feat better than.
Does he? Should we look it up?
He does.
Holy crap!
You only get it once though, because it takes your bonus action.
I'm sorry, crits are just cool though.
That's true.
Yeah, he goes down. Nice. So the second swing removes its head from its body as it collapses to the ground and blood pours out from this lifeless body. Anything else for Rock?
That is it. That's all my actions.
All right, Tristan's up.
Alrighty. I'll just try to attack him twice, I guess. Oh, I forgot to ask. Did he attack reckless?
Yes. Yes, he did. So, yep, the 16 and 23 would hit. So the 12 for that guy. So, nice long
And
sword
17
cut.
for the second.
Yep, and 17 hits also. Oof.
Alright, so 19 then.
You see, like, is like barely standing, almost goes down. Is going to try to swing his axe one more time, but is definitely on his deathbed. Anything else for Tristan?
Nope.
Eingar, you're up.
I've got some elevation now, so hopefully I can see over people.
A little bit. Yeah, they're still...
I've got a helmet on. It's okay.
Yeah. How tall is Tristan?
6 foot.
How tall is Rock?
At least 6 foot. I think more like 7.
7 foot.
And probably about the same across.
Those
Like
apes
others.
are about 6'9", huge, muscle bound. So go ahead and fire off your crossbow.
Alrighty.
But an 18 does hit. And with that, I'll let you describe how the crossbow takes out that beast man.
You see a phantom crossbow bolt coming out of the weapon and slides past Tristan, right beside Tristan's head, a little above and to the right, and slams into the throat of this beast man, toppling him over backwards.
Awesome. And with that, it normally would go quiet, but you hear these ape-like creatures kind of move back over towards Alberex, and they kind of dance around him and stand near him and huff and growl a little bit and smash the ground looking for more creatures. But that ends that combat. There we go. And it grows quiet in the dungeon once again.
So these apes are here for an hour. I'm going to have them start tearing open all these crates and searching out the corners of this.
Okay. So the room you're in here, what you notice as you start to look around, you can smell an awful, carnal, rotting smell coming from the room to the west. You see piles of bones in these bottom corners that have been stacked up and just piled, and there's just a big pile of them. Inside these crates, as your creatures start to kind of smash them open, you see that they appear to be more trade goods that must have been part of some raiding party that they must have stolen from some of the villages. So it just has stuff in it like it's got like cloth and linens and cottons, and they're big bolts of cloth that they probably used for either repairing clothes or beds and sheets or blankets and stuff or whatever they wanted to make that stuff into. But this is like more of like the raw material of it.
And I'll try to communicate to them that not to completely destroy the crates, just to take the tops off. I do have innately speak with animals from being a shepherd druid, so they should understand and have them
start they mostly do it, but they still kind of they're able to pry that stuff open. They're pretty strong.
All right. So
what's the rest of the group doing? Because while you're organizing that, what's the rest? That'll take a minute or two. What's the group doing?
Just walking around. Didn't want to start moving my token though.
I'll follow Rock.
I'll follow Rock also.
All right. So the smell gets worse and worse as you go down that tunnel, and each of you that get to that point, go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw for me. Yeah, so Tom and Eingar, you guys, like, you're trying to hold it in, but the smell is so bad that you actually retch into one of the corners or near the wall. Like you kind of hold yourself and you feel woozy for a second. Rock, you seem to be fine, but what you can tell is as you're looking down in this area, it seems like there is some type of rotting flesh and trash and garbage at the end of this room.
Angar's gonna wrench on one of the dead beastmen.
Junk pit.
Okay. Anybody go any further? That's you guys. What are you doing?
There's always some type of horrible monster in beast in garbage pits.
Rock grub. Yeah, I don't feel like searching that right now.
All right, so as you guys come back, those guys would be done prying those crates open. So, what do you do next?
Anybody look in the bone piles?
Nope.
I'll check through them real quick.
Okay. You'll spend a minute or two just kind of poking through it. All
Yeah.
right. The rest of the group, what are you doing?
I'll keep a little vigil on the door here, looking out the other.
Okay.
I'll just keep close to Rock.
And Elbrix.
I am going to move the apes into the next room and start looking at the other door. So we're going to move, I think it's to the right.
Okay, so I'll take a minute or two while you're moving that way. You can go ahead and keep moving them over there while I... So, Eingar, you're looking at the bones, and one thing you notice right away is it's definitely humanoid-style bones. So you're seeing hand bones, foot bones, leg bones, arm bones, ribs, all the pieces of regular skeletons. But the one thing that stands out is that the bones seem to be pristine, as if they've been cooked or boiled, or all of the flesh and all of the stuff that's been off them. I mean, they look like they're almost near polished. And it looks, you don't even have any idea, but it's got to be more than probably a dozen types of bones in each of the piles. But you're not even sure if they're whole skeletons or they're pieces. It's not like they're not connected together or anything. It's just like somebody had piled a bunch of pristine bones in these corners.
They're not piled in a certain order. They're just kind of dumped. But they are very clean.
They're undamaged, and they seem to be placed here, but they're not in any order. They're definitely piled in, but somebody took some care. They didn't just throw them here. They obviously were collecting bones that were not damaged, I guess. You would recognize right away.
Okay. When I'm done looking, I'm gonna head out of the room to follow the other guys.
All right. So, Albrix, you would get to...
I'm going to close the door when we're done with that room.
Did Alberix take off like out of our vision
apparently.
completely?
All right.
Alberix moves with a purpose, with those apes loping in front of him, and the torch held by an invisible hand as they move into this next area.
Yeah, I'm going to put you there for a moment. So as you get to this part, you notice you have the smell of almost like a barn, and it's clear that there's bedrolls, and there's more than actually displayed here on the map. But this feels like and smells like where the beastmen must be staying. And you can see crates and barrels stacked along the walls. There are plenty of hay on the floor, or some type of old blankets, or just whatever cloth they could put together, and there's like piles of like little nests and stuff. It's clear that they must have been sleeping here in this area.
The apes, their nostrils are flaring and they're looking around, and Alberix has eyes narrow as he points across there and tells them to carefully look amongst the stuff.
Okay, so they kind of go off and do that. So, rest of the group, what are you up to?
Third crate.
Third crate, as you open the thing up, it seems to have all of the different types of metal armors that you would think. So there's chain shirts in there. There's scale mail. There's splint. There's studded leathers. Anything with the metal style. It's just all kind of thrown in as if it was taken off of something, and then just all of the metal stuff was put into this crate.
Coward's coats.
Sweet. I'll take the best one that's in there.
All right, so you want like a set of chainmail?
I don't know, splint or chain. I'd have to look it up.
Yeah,
But anything's better than my -2 chainmail.
Well, when you decide, you can go through the player's handbook, and you don't see a set of plate armor in here. But you can pick any of the other metal-based armors. But make a roll once you choose, and tell me what that roll is for a. We're gonna say a survival check to see if it's one that's gonna fit you, or if it comes from something that's not your size or your race.
Okay.
So once you make a decision, you can quickly look that up as whatever type you want real quick. What's Eingar and Rock doing?
Eingar's going to check the other crates and see if there were weapons in there, specifically more hammers.
This one had more of the weapons in it. So there was, swords and staves, and I would say there's probably a mace or two in there. There's probably a hammer. Definitely several types of long swords, bastard swords, short swords, those kinds of things laying in here. A couple of daggers. It also seems like they threw the cloaks in here. A few cloaks are in here. And there was a book.
I'll see if there's a warhammer or maybe a flail or something in there.
You wouldn't see anything too exotic. There's the maces, but probably no warhammers, no flails.
All right, I can.
All right, so the splint armor you find looks like it's dwarven sized. It was taken from a dwarf, unfortunately. You could sell it or trade it in at Bastion, and they could give you a size exactly that size, and they would just do a straight trade, no money, if you bring it back with you.
All right. How about looking for a chain outfit then?
Go ahead, and on this one, roll with advantage when you make your survival check. So the second roll's with advantage. Yeah, you find a full set of chainmail in there that's your size.
All right, cool. I will do that. Do I need to roll to see if I can find a non-broken longsword?
Nope, there's a longsword in there that's not been damaged. So you can replace your longsword if you wish.
Excellent.
It looks pretty munition grade. Looks like it's of a style that gets, pounded out quite a bit and sold. You would have seen many of these hanging up in the outfitters of Bastion, at the armors and the weaponsmiths in Bastion.
Yep. I'm gonna keep my sword. I'm just gonna
Okay.
use this one for the time being.
Yeah.
But
Yep. Go ahead,
I'll
mark it
just
down.
dump my chain shirt since it's probably dead.
Or at least needs to be repaired. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you see the apes are kind of moving stuff around. There's really doesn't seem to be anything in the bedrolls or stuff. All of these barrels in here seem to be water. The ones that are stacked up against the walls. And then the other ones that are laying on their sides are more seeds. So there's several sets of seeds. And then in the crates, you find some farming implements. So things like blades, extra blades for shovels and scythes and all the other types of farming implements that you can think of, but they seem like they're replacement parts. So it's something that like a farming group or an agricultural group would buy, and then they would use as they wear out the ones they're using. They would replace them with these and put them on. So they're not like the full tool, but they're the metal portions of the tool as replacements.
Albirix is going to hiss, "There's another door. Come to me." And then the apes are going to flank that door.
Yeah, so there's a door here, and there was a door here.
Where was the other door? I'm sorry. Oh, down here? This is the door he's looking at.
Yeah, yep, I see you.
So hopefully his companions join him. And once they're there, the apes are going to pull the door open, probably just pull it right off its hinges.
All
I'll
right.
get on top of that crate.
We'll say with the searching around, looking around, that probably all took 30 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
So they're going to open the door.
Oh yeah.
Tristan's not out there yet.
Yep, sorry. I was working on my armor thing.
He was excited to have armor.
Hey, Rock, I see you have a flail. Can I borrow that?
Rock will pull that out of his belt, toss it over to you.
And I'll put that in my hand instead of the hammer.
All right. Peering into the thing, the invisible hand moves the torch to the back of the wall, and the first of the apes lopes in.
And I think at about this point, that torch sputters out. That's probably been going for quite a while.
It has. As the darkness descends, one of the torches from Tristan's pack raises out, and Alberix lights it with Druidcraft and sends it back out.
Okay.
So the two apes start to move amongst the stuff. Is this another door down here?
It is. And remember, you can't really see through their eyes, so be careful how you're moving them and using it to look at the map there.
Okay. Can I move up here then so I'm in the doorway?
Yeah, I think if you want to see stuff, you need to move in. Yeah. There you go.
All right. So there's a door here.
Correct. And a door
One ape
here.
stands. So this ape stays here, and the other ape pulls this door open.
All right. Let me move the thing here. There you go. And as this door opens, it actually falls off as the ape either pulled too hard or the door is old enough that when he pulled it, it just falls onto the ground.
The ape jumps excitedly and starts just to rock to go in there.
Rock ignores him and walks right past.
So apparently nobody goes in the room.
Apparently Alberix needs to go in the room.
Oh, that's the door he opened up. Sorry. I'll go in there.
Nothing in here. It doesn't look like.
Yeah, it looks pretty empty, dusty. Not much in it.
Search for secret doors.
That's the first time we've had to say that in this game.
You can go ahead and make you want to search around? You want to do an investigation check?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead and spend a few minutes looking at the walls carefully. You spend probably about 5 minutes because you just want to be sure. Like you think you see something, but then you're like, no, and then you check it again and you like thoroughly. So like 5 long minutes goes by, but you're pretty sure there's no doors in there. It looks like it's an empty room that has dust on the floor. It looks like it's unused. And even that door, I'll give you because you're just investigating everything. That door looks like it's been rotted and looks pretty old. The hinges came off.
Fair enough.
While he's doing that, I'd like to see if I can open up the lids on these crates, see what's inside.
Yeah, on these 2 crates, you find rotted food stuff. It looks like it used to be crates full of fruit, but must have rotted long ago. to the point that they don't even smell anymore. It's just like desiccated, dusty like, or smoldered fruit, but has been here long enough that this doesn't even smell anymore.
All right, I'll put on the north one. I'll put the lid back on and get up on it so I can see through the door when they open it.
Rock will
Both of
stand
the
there.
apes pry on
ready.
the door and just pull it off the hinges.
All right, so this door looks newer, and go ahead and give me from the ape. Go ahead and give me a strength saving throw, because I don't think they have athletics, do they, on the character sheet? If they have athletics, you can do athletics if it's on the character sheet. Oh yeah, rips it right off. Sweet. Rock has to duck as he tosses it to the side. Smash, gets thrown over here in the corner.
The apes lope into the room.
Well, before that happens, one makes it to there, and then we have two more beastmen react. So everybody, we're just going to go straight to initiative order. Nobody's surprised by anybody else. Go ahead and select your tokens and initiative, as you guys are back into the fight. Descending. All right. Rock reacts first. As the ape tears it off and kind of starts to move into the room, you recognize it start to get agitated, and like it hunkers down and it starts beating its chest. You're up.
I throw my javelin at what it's angry.
I don't know if you see anything from that spot, unless you moved and I didn't see it.
I can see that beastman. 90% of its token, probably. Just according to that
Okay.
ray trace.
Yeah, go ahead and throw a javelin. Yeah, 24 would hit. 9 piercing. All right, anything else for Rock?
That's it.
Albrix, you're up. Oh, did you do the apes?
Yeah, the apes are at 13. I'm at 17.
Oh, I don't see you. So let me do...
If you scroll up a little bit, I'm at 17 and they're at 13. I don't know how it got mixed up.
All right, so you would go... Well, looks like you're going to go back to back anyway. So yeah, you and the apes get to go. You first.
All right. So Albirix sees this dude over the table right here
Yep.
and unfurls his cerebral whip.
Cool. Yes, 20 would hit.
As he does, it uncoils and the crackles with energy and just wraps around one of its horns and pulls its head at an unnatural angle. And as he does, the two apes leap in their knuckles along the floor and head over to the table to go assault him.
Nice. Yeah, it tries to. You can't quite pull them past the table. But yeah, so they can move in, jumping up on the table. Perfect. Go ahead.
I'll
They
roll
get their
an
2
athletics
attacks.
check to get on that table.
No, it's an easy jump for them.
So as he pulls him, it kind of staggers him for a second, and then the two apes just get right on him.
Yeah. All right, so unfortunately, only one of them are able to punch and do some damage on this guy for 9. So he's kind of warding off all of the beating spectral fists, but one lands and kind of clocks him as he shakes his head. Anything else? Should be that. There we go. So that should bring us to the one that just got beat on. So he's going to axe. Yeah, he'll probably reckless out on the great axe against the one to the south. He's gonna beat the one on the table. He's gonna try to beat that one up on the table. But he only rolls a 13. Does he hit?
I think he does.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, they have a 12. So 16, but not enough to kill him. A mortal wound, one more like that, and it will go down, but it stands and it's still ready to fight with unnatural fury and strength. That was its turn. Then this guy gets to go. What happened there? The other guy gets to go. So he's going to move up and smash into the ape. We'll do a nice little reckless great axe against that one. 18 would hit for 14 slashing.
Catches the ape under the armpit and slams it into the other beast man, who kind of shoves it back against the table.
Feel like, hold on. Nope. Looks like that one had already had some damage. So this one goes down from the great axe, cleaving it in half, and then it fizzles out into spectral, wispy smoke and fog and dust. All right, Tristan is up.
All right, then can I get to this one that's extra damaged? Can I get on that table, or is that a bad idea in this case? Like, is it super rickety, or?
No, I think these are pretty solid tables, so you could go ahead and jump up onto it. I don't think it would be too bad.
And he recklessly attacked last time? Or?
Yeah, both of them did. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Ooh, first one misses, second one hits. All right, so we get a long sword slash across, I'm assuming the new long sword.
Right. And that should leave room for someone to go after the other one if they want.
Yeah. All right, so that's it for Tristan.
Yep, and then whoever gets attacked first, I'll block for.
So Eingar, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna slightly lean to the side of Rock and shoot at this one.
Okay. The crossbow bolt hits 23 because it has advantage.
And I get Colossus Slayer with this also.
Yep.
There we go.
All right. All done?
All done.
Rock is up.
Rock charges.
All right.
can't say that I'm surprised that Rock charged.
Tremendous roll.
Yeah, makes a miss with the great axe as it smacks into the floor. Anything else for Rock?
No.
All right, that brings us to Alberix himself. You are up.
All right. Alberix is going to move into the door. And as he does, the one at the top seems to be bleeding profusely. He is going to assault it with a psychic.
Nope, 24 would hit, or 7.
And as he does, he will crook back around the corner and stay out of the dwarf's firing range.
All right, the final ape is up. It's nearly dead itself, but it still has the ability to fight back.
All right, this is the ape.
Yeah, the spectral ape. Okay, roll 2 more times just in case you get a crit. But the first 2 hit.
Those apes are dynamite.
Yeah.
So,
So 16 from the first ape.
yeah. All right, and that brings us to that one is.
Ma! Ma!
All right. So this one's going to try to swing at the orc that just ran up and missed. He's let's recklessly try to hit
I'll try to
the
block
orc.
him.
Okay, so we'll go to normal. Rolls a 20 for 16 slashing damage. I'm assuming against an orc that's not raging.
He is not raging.
So 16 slashing damage from the great axe. Blood spray, orcish blood sprays over the beastman, and it pulls its big jagged axe back. And then the other one goes and tries to finish off this ape that keeps beating on him with advantage. Rolls a 16, which is enough, and a 13, which is enough to dissipate this spectral creature from existence. And then it lifts its jagged axe up and shouts in triumph and gets ready to try to swing at Tristan. But now it is Tristan's turn, standing upon the table.
And he attacked recklessly?
Yeah, he did.
Alright, then I'll attack him.
Yeah. 15 and 27 hit. So, minus 20. Oh, that is enough. Go ahead and describe how your 2-shot combo takes out this beastman.
Sure. It'll be a standard windshield wiper. You know, a nice flat snap and then a backhand across the side of his face.
Nice. And it crumples to the ground in a spray of blood and guts. All right, anything else for Tristan?
No, I'm in good position.
Eingar, you're up.
When he tries to attack Rock, I'm going to try to block for him again, though.
Yep, sounds good.
All right. He is going to see if he try and get a shot around Rock a little bit on this guy.
Okay, so you can go ahead and shoot a crossbow. 13 would be a miss.
Okay, that's it then.
Top of the round, Rock is up. Just took a big hit from this great axe.
Rock's going to attack right back at.
Go ahead.
He attacked recklessly, correct?
Yeah. A 12 also misses. Rock has 2 big giant swings and 2 big misses of this creature. Anything else for Rock?
I'm paying for those early crits.
Yeah.
Nope, he's done.
Albrix himself is up, and there is no longer any beasts. So take that off.
Alburix is going to use his bonus action to he takes his staff and moves it forward in the shape of in a spear guard, and energy is going to overflow to the tip of that thing, and he is going to move up with his shield and spear and then attack him from over this table with the shillelagh.
Okay. Yes, 19 would hit.
An overhand strike, he catches this bovine in the cheek and takes off a little bit of the steak.
All right. Nicely done. Yep, this guy's up, so he sees blood on the orc. He's going to try to finish him off. But it'll be a normal great axe attack. 15?
15 does not hit.
So he misses too. The two great axes are not sinking in. This one is now dead, so that we can take him off the order. Tristan, you were up. Yes, 27 and 24 hit.
Sweet.
-6. -8.
So there are 14 points.
Yeah, 2 more big gashes across this guy now, bleeding from multiple wounds, looking pretty rough for the wear. Brings us to Eingar.
Try and take another shot.
All right, crossbow out. 14, 15. Nope, crossbow would miss.
But he had advantage.
Didn't I have advantage on that?
Oh, 21 advantage. Yes, 21 is a hit. 9 piercing. Nice.
And also Colossus Slayer.
Ooh. Oh,
That's my
so
turn.
close. Didn't quite get him.
That's my turn.
All right. That brings us top of the round again. Rock, you were up.
I attack.
Big miss.
Whoosh!
3
At least you're
big
not breaking your
swings,
bad
3
legs.
big misses. Albrix is up.
Albrix is going to take a measured shot at his guts.
One crit fail, but the 21 would hit. And with that, the spear bursts through the chest of this beastman out the back, blood gushing onto the floor. And as you yank it back out, it slowly falls to his knees and then falls forward on his face as the last beastman in this room collapses.
We should be free of this place. Give me a moment to prepare a ritual, and we can go. We are too weak to continue.
And the area grows quiet. Now, before everybody leaves that room, slow it down. As you look around in that room, what you can tell is there are corpses on each of these tables. There are baskets around each of the tables. And what it looks like they've been doing is they have been removing the flesh in any of the flesh, skin, muscle, organs of what appear to be humans, stripped naked at this point, so you're not sure if they were the farmers or adventurers or who they are. And they're putting all of the fleshy bits in one basket, and they're putting all of the bones, pristine bones, in the other basket. Now they still have a little bit of gar on them, but it seems like they're separating flesh from bone in this room.
This must be where they're preparing the bones, with like what we found in that other room. They were not gnawed on. It looked like they were carefully cleaned. in those two piles of bones in that southern room.
Can you not say a prayer for them, Knight?
Sure. But better yet, why don't we bury the bones or something and not leave them here? I mean, they clearly want to use them for something, and we should probably deny them that, on top of the fact of putting these poor people to rest.
My spirit grows weak. I don't know how much longer I can fight on. We should make ready to attempt to leave so that we may attack again.
How hard would it be to take all the bones, Lucian?
Not hard, just time consuming.
All right, I'll just sprinkle holy water over all the baskets. Say a quick prayer, and then we'll have to go from there for now.
Yeah, you'll
We can come back
probably
to
in
clear it
that
later.
room would use up probably all of your holy water just to get, because there's
Yep.
a lot of stuff in here. But yeah, you can do that.
Okay, that'll at least do something.
The basket's full of things found. Make ready. I have a ritual. And with that, Albirix is gonna sit against this corner and draw some sigils in the dust as he quietly chants and casts detect magic as a ritual.
All right. Does anybody... I think Eingar has... So you pick up some magic coming from Eingar, I believe?
The crossbow.
Yeah. So that's what you see so far.
With that, I'm going to move into the room that we started in. And
When you get to
look about
there,
this way.
this crate seems to have a magical aura coming from it.
I will. He uses his telekinesis to push the rest of the lid away from it, and it clatters off, and then peer inside.
Yeah, you're seeing several items seem to radiate from within this crate, magical auras.
What sort of items?
What sort of items? Well, let's see.
How are you guys so stoic? They're magic items. You guys look like you just lost your puppy.
Well, my dog is in the other room, but
So there are many items in here that do not also glow. There are many just normal items laying within this crate, but the things that you pull out that do have an essence to them, you pull out a short sword that appears to glow, a staff. There appears to be a ring at the very bottom as you kind of move through some stuff. One of the cloaks in here seems to be glowing. And there is a potion in the corner also.
Is anybody else typing that out as fast as they could?
So Albirix will look about his morose group and gather all of these things. Did you say there was a cloak as well?
Yes. And though not magical, I don't think they give off a magic aura. I'm sure Albrix would recognize that there appears to also be a book in this crate.
He will definitely grab that book as well.
And then there is other stuff in here, but they're non-magical, or at least they're not giving off any essence. So there's other cloaks, there's other swords, there's other, weapons and various things. But those were the items that gave off a glow.
any holy items? Like paladins or cleric gear?
You probably do find one or two. Now, you know what? No, you don't. And I think it would make sense to you that if they did find stuff like that, they would have broke it, desecrated it, or destroyed it in some way instead of trying to keep it.
Okay. I thought maybe they wouldn't know. I was gonna
Yeah.
take it out, even if it was just normal.
Yeah.
Not leave it behind.
Yeah, you don't see any, and it's so absent that it's apparent that they must have you've done something else with those things. They're not in this crate, in these crates.
Okay.
All right.
So, with the glamour of the detect magic, as each item that I see that is magical lifts out of the crate as of its own accord for someone to pick up, and then I'm going to motion for us to leave. Because we still have like 4 more doors that we never even discovered. Oh wait, what does the glyph look like?
Pretty much what it's on the.
With the magic, with the detect magic, does it look any different?
Yeah, it radiates magic.
All right. So
This door here just leads back into a room you guys have already been into.
This one.
Yeah, let me move the.
Did you pick up all the magic items?
Brock can grab it all, bag it, if he
Okay.
does.
just want to let you know we got a staff user in here, so, and a cloak user and a ring user.
And on this level, you guys have opened all of the doors. So there was no rooms in here in this level that you had not searched, as far as you could tell. Now, that doesn't mean, I'm not saying there's not secret stuff, but you did open all of the recognizable doors. And you believe at this point, you've searched all of these rooms on this level.
Should we rest?
Not in here.
No, we
Go
should
back up?
We should go home.
There's those civilians that we left in our badger hole. Assuming they're still there.
And
They were
once
taken
Tristan
home
brings them up,
by
I'll be right.
the kobold.
Oh, right. Okay.
We need to return home. My strength wanes.
All right.
Very
so
well.
you guys are going to try to attempt to go home?
Sure.
All right. So we're going to have you guys go up to the top, and as you're in the courtyard, that's where we will go ahead and end tonight's session, as the group is looking like it's going to try to head on their way home. All right. So awesome session. Lots of battle. Lots of good teamwork going on, some cool spells we haven't seen yet, and some possible magic items that can be sold or kept. We'll have to see how that all turns out. And I think that will be it for tonight. So thanks for those of you that joined us in Twitch Live. If you're on YouTube watching this later on, well, thanks for joining us and watching it later. And hopefully you enjoyed it. It has been some heavy combat, but that's what happens when you explore a dungeon. So it's been some good action so far. So definitely join us next Monday when we come back and see what happens with our party group as they return to Port Bastion with their spoils of war. So I think we'll leave it there. Thanks for joining, everybody, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.